Hello, hello. Welcome back to A Course in Miracles. I'm Tomas Garza. And lesson 332. We need to hear more about forgiveness today, don't we? Don't we? Because we can say that we know. Yeah. Well, wasn't that just the last lesson? It was so yesterday. Jesus, come on, man. We already know. It's easy to take that attitude in the world, isn't it? People in popular culture, no matter where you're from, adopt this attitude all the time of wanting something constantly new to entertain them. Well, you could adopt the viewpoint that it's not the purpose of the world to entertain you and please you. Rather, the world offers you constant opportunities for awakening. It is a living laboratory for forgiveness, and you could choose to see it this way. It's an opportunity on a platter. Everything that seems to annoy you, everything that seems to piss you off, everything that causes you to rush to judgment and blame, habitual tendencies and patterns, all of them, when recognized, are an opportunity for forgiveness. It's an opportunity to allow truth to be as it is, to allow love to be as it is, and in so doing, set aside the boundaries that you've set on yourself, that you've laid on yourself, and to set aside all of the obstacles, the walls, the veils that you have erected between yourself and the truth. You allow truth to be as it is, and the world that we seem to inhabit presents us with an opportunity on a platter for that. We all of us, need that reminder. We need that from time to time. Absolutely no question about that. We need to be reminded that forgiveness sets us free. So, lesson 332, fear binds the world, forgiveness sets it free. We have to accept, don't we, on the path that as adult learners, we really do, no matter how much we think we get something, no matter how much we think we've integrated an idea into our lifetimes and our experience, no matter how expert we hold ourselves out as in the world, we need to hear things again and again and again, especially something that runs 180 degrees contrary to the way that most of us have been taught to behave. We haven't been taught to forgive our enemies, really, not really. Sometimes if you grow up in a spiritual or religious household, that's a phrase that gets tossed around. But what we're after here in practicing these ideas in the workbook is practical application. And we see that every moment of every day presents an opportunity to do this, to set the world free. Fear binds the world. Ego clinging binds the world. How does it bind it? Well, it keeps us stuck in the same old pattern of blame, of everything being something or someone else's fault, and of ourselves being a helpless victim plopped here by God to entertain him with a bizarre theater of death and dismemberment and all kinds of crazy horse shit, right? No. Love would not do that. Not in any way. And deep down, we all know this. Fear does, in fact, bind the world. Why? Because if you lash out in blame, then, well, you're not extending love. It's really quite simple. Spirituality is that simple. It is. You're either extending love or you are sending out a call for love. This is one of the ideas that A Course in Miracles presents that really, really helps. The first time I heard it, it really fundamentally helped me to understand forgiveness as the Course describes it and invites us to practice it. Someone's either extending love or they're sending out a call for love, a cry for help, pretty much. Like a small child that wants to get attention. They will get attention in any way possible, whether they break your finest dishes just to get attention, or tell you off just to get attention, or whether they come and give you a hug and tell you that they love you. Adults behave in the same manner. It's the same principle. We're either extending love or we're sending out a call for love. So, what's the appropriate response to a call for love? It's to give it, it's to extend it. It's not to turn your back and say, you suck, you're scum, I'm glad you're suffering. How does that do anything but continue to bind the world? How does that do anything to set anyone free? It doesn't set you free. You may seem like you're in a superior situation temporarily, and well, temporarily it is. Because when we believe that we're bodies subject to all of the whims of the universe, nothing lasts. Nothing could possibly last because it's all illusory. Here, nothing lasts, so your beautiful situation of physical health, if you're in one, excellent, won't last. So, yeah. A happy moment in a relationship won't last because at some point there's going to be a disagreement. Sorry, truth. Right? Nothing lasts here in the world. So when we forego an opportunity for forgiveness, when we choose not to forgive, we continue to keep the world bound. In other words, we keep ourselves stuck in samsara. We keep ourselves roaming around. Yeah, the 5 links of dependent origination, if you're a student of Buddhism. Keep yourself running around chasing your tail. Yeah, that's a very, very helpful visual analogy. That's what we do when we choose fear. Now, when we refuse to forgive, as we know deep down, you're harming yourself as well as everyone else. Why? There is only oneness. There is no separation of any kind. So when you judge another, you judge yourself. There's no one out there, so to speak. This is a presentation of truth. And, well, I certainly don't expect that it's going to sit beautifully. What I'm delivering isn't necessarily meant to sit beautifully. It's meant to awaken in you your ability to heal. There's nothing special about me. I mean, you may like the sound of my voice, you may like my eyes, you may like my gray hair, but there's nothing special about this communication mechanism. Branding experts would have me say otherwise, but there's nothing special about this delivery method. You have the ability to heal. You are a miracle worker. I insist. And I invite you to accept that for yourself. Fear binds the world. Forgiveness sets it free. If you had any inclination of the power that you have, that you are by your own creation, it would revolutionize the way you look at this lifetime, the way you look at your role and your purpose here in the world. There are people that will only respond to your message. Does not mean you have to teach a course in miracles like I do. Of course, that's not for everyone here in the world. Thank God, right? There are many different approaches. There's simply truth, and there are many apparently different approaches. So whatever tradition someone holds is what they hold. It's perfect for them. And if they're looking for something else, if you're looking for something else, that's also where you're meant to be right now. And luckily for you, luckily for someone that's searching, everything in the world's available right now. It's part of the beauty of living in this time, the 21st century, with the internet, with the technology that we have at our disposal. Everything is available. So if you're looking, it's the perfect time. How do I know that you're a miracle worker? There's only oneness. If I can do it, you can do it. And remember that when we're talking about miracles, this course has a very broad definition. It's very true. It's any shift from fear to love. In other words, any act of forgiveness. Any act of love. Any shift from a fear-based thought to a loving thought. Any shift from ego clinging to God. Any shift from insisting that your little self can run the show all by itself without any help to accepting help. Any shift from dark to light. All of them miracles. So I invite you to consider this definition that's offered in A Course in Miracles. It's designed to present the truth. It's designed to also help encourage you, to uplift and empower you so that you may work them. Who benefits? Everyone. You too. Right? Especially you. You're setting yourself free every time you forgive. If there's no one out there, so to speak, and you forgive people out there, you're forgiving people in here. Forgiving yourself. This is what Jesus invites us all to do. This is the way that we set the world free. Now, you don't have to follow the workbook for students of A Course in Miracles. You don't have to believe in any of this, just so long as you are choosing and extending love. And if you're not sure how to do that, ask for guidance. Ask your guide, ask your guides, ask your teacher, if you have a human teacher, right? A priest, a pastor, a rabbi, an imam, a lama, ask. If you have a non-human teacher, ask. You'll get those answers. They'll be shown to you in various ways. And it becomes all about accepting. Forgiveness is inviting truth to shine its light. Cancels the darkness. It's like turning on a light switch in a dark room. The darkness simply vanishes. Forgiveness sets us free. So, to the extent that you're able to remember this idea today, I invite you to do so. To the extent that you remember to practice this idea today, I invite you again to do so. And just keep extending love, I implore you. It's very important because there are people out there that will respond to your message more than anyone else's, more than a message from Jesus, more than a message from me, from Buddha. We all have a part to play here. So I invite you to play yours. You're here. You've heard the call. So by forgiving, we answer it.